So God bless you. Thank you for joining me. I apologize. There are some overhead lights. So when I have the large dry erase board out, it takes multiple days. I don't know how many yet. It takes multiple days to put this together. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the healings that Jesus did in Scripture, because there are some really stupid things that happen in the church. So I've talked about this before. Another example of this is when we see people do stupid things in the churches. They'll say, I'm binding demons, and that's just stupid, because where is there an example of any demon being bound in the scriptures? Like, that's just dumb. Demons are cast out. So these stupid things, they're just stupid and not biblical. These things happen in the church and people just fall for this garbage. So because we've seen examples where somebody blows on somebody for healing, is there any example of that in the scriptures? So this is why we're looking at this. So I'm going to describe what you see. Some of these have an asterisk by them. I will describe all of that. So what I did was, and there's more, so this is not all of them. This is just the first portion. So we have sort of the category of healing that I am sharing with you, sort of in like the magenta burgundy color. So for example, the first one says the unclean spirit of a man in the synagogue, sort of a bridge there. Then I have the Bible passages in purple, and then I have a summary of how that healing came to be in the green. So the unclean spirit of the man in the synagogue is in Mark 1 and Luke 4, and then in green it says that the man cries out and the Lord rebukes him. Then we see Peter's mother-in-law. Now, in some of the scriptures, it says, in some of the gospels, it says Jesus touched her hand. In subsequent ones, it says he touched her hand and lifted her up. And so we see these sort of different ways in which the healing is discussed or mentioned. But are we going to see anybody blowing on anybody for healing? It's just stupid. So we see, I have here various diseases, people healed in the evening from Matthew 8, Mark, and Luke. The leper, it says the leper asks, the leper kneels, he falls on his face, Jesus touches him. Then I sort of have a category here of paralytic, invalids, the lame, the blind at the pool. Now, I've got 4 passages there: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. There is a paralytic listed in Matthew. The Mark and Luke passages reference, and you see I wrote in brown there on the left. That is the paralytic who is lowered through the roof. I'm sure you know that story. Then we have John with an asterisk of red, because so far this is the only healing that we've seen recorded of the things that I'm showing you in the Gospel of John, just this one. And this is of the paralytic at the pool. And so that's why I have pool in orange and I have John asterisk in red. So I'm going to share some of the passages here of that John 5 verses 1 through 9. But what I would like you to do is maybe screenshot these, look at these. We're not going to read all of these, but this is very interesting because we just see these dumb things happen with people trying to get healed, people thinking they have the ability to heal, blow on people. It's just dumb. So this is what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to read from John 5. I am going to begin in verse 2 of John 5. Now there in Jerusalem by the sheep gate a pool, which is called in Hebrew Bethsaida, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of sick people, blind, lame, paralyzed, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain time into the pool and stirred up the water. Then whoever stepped in first after the stirring of the water was made well of whatever disease he had. Now a certain man was there who had an infirmity 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there, he knew that he already had been in that condition a long time. He said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no man to put me in the pool when the waters are stirred up, but while I am coming, another steps down before me." Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your bed and walk." And immediately the man was made well, took up his bed and walked. So what I want to do here with all of these is have us look at how is healing done in the scriptures. Join me tomorrow. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.